Hey y'all, thanks for joining Mercy Rain's Homestead and Farm. So, just a little, this is different than our normal videos. This is a God praise. I'm just going to tell you right now. So, if that's not your thing, move on. If you don't want to hear this, move on, because I got a God praise for you right now. So we have 6 acres, and my husband and I manage the 6 acres homestead and farm by ourselves. But for the last 4 years, my husband, Philip, has had multiple surgeries on his knee. It's a long story, and I'm sure soon you guys will get filled in even more and more. But Philip is, that's my seatbelt. I'm sorry, y'all. That's my seatbelt alert. Philip is facing the possibility of having his leg amputated. I can't tell you how earth-shaking that is, but that has put a lot of strain on me in managing all the hard things like the animals and vetting and all the hard things. So I tore my rotator cuff about a little more than a year ago, and I dealt with it because I just had to. It was okay. I could deal with it. Well, I had surgery on it in July, and they it was a tear, so it's a pretty intense recovery. 2 weeks after I had surgery, Philip had another knee surgery. Well, that meant he wasn't able to do any of the things that needed to be done on the farm. So with a repair and recovery, I stepped up and I started doing the things. Well, I re-injured my arm, and after I re-injured my arm, Philip went through 2 more surgeries really quickly, one being an emergency surgery, and he hates this. He hates that I'm the one that has to take care of everything right now, because he's a workhorse. He's a work mule. He does everything physical, and I don't have to really do those things. So he hates this. But he just had surgery again, and we got the word that in March, in a few months, just in a few short months, he's going back in for surgery. And we won't know until surgery if his leg will be amputated or if he will be able to have a new knee. We've been through all the things, all the surgeries, all of the treatments. So we know we've been through the fire, y'all. But throughout all of that, the Lord has protected us and cared for us. And yesterday, he told me about some pain he had been having. And when he has pain right now, that's the first sign that we have another complication. So his last surgery, they gave him, it's called a static antibiotic spacer, which means he cannot bend his knee at all. It's an extension of his leg. It's straight. He cannot bend it, and it has to stay that way until his next surgery. He'd been having pain pretty intense since Friday. He came to me yesterday and he said, I know why I'm having pain. I can bend my knee. Well, that means either the bone has continued to be deteriorating, and or a pin has come out from the temporary antibiotic static spacer, of which neither are good, right? So I'm feeling pretty low. I'm feeling pretty sad. I'm feeling like, when do I get a break? When am I going to get a break? Because this is physically hard on me, and I've re-injured my arm, and I'm going to be looking at probably another surgery. But when? Philip has surgery in March, and how much longer can I deal with my pain? But it's okay. We do it, right? So today I get up, and I'm really low, and I go to my sister in those times because she really lifts me up. And we lean on God. And when I'm too tired, I don't want to, she helps me. But she had me lifted up really high. And I turned on my praise music as loud as I could. And I was going to beat that negative spirit out of me with praise music today. And I'm so sorry. My seatbelt is on and I can't put it on. I'm so sorry. Anyway. I was feeling okay, and I look out the door, and our Great Pyrenees puppy, who is about 15 weeks and weighs about 55, 60 pounds right now, has 2 foot, I think 2 to 3 feet of barbed wire wrapped around him, all up in his fur. If anybody has a Great Pyrenees, they know what I'm talking about. You might as well just take barbed wire and run it through a big old strand of cotton, because that's how it's going to happen. So I'm thinking to myself, Lord, we can't afford a vet bill right now. I can't wrangle this big old dog. My arm hurts. How am I going to get this out? I can't wait till my husband comes home. That's 8 or 9 hours from now. He's going to puncture his skin. It's going to get worse. What do? I scooped him up. I wrestled him. I got him in the car, and I got him to the vet. And at the door, my vet cut that barbed wire out of his fur, and it had not punctured his skin, but it was really nice and tangled. And they didn't charge me a dime. And I got in the car, and I go, you know what, Lord? Thank you. That was my blessing for the day. And that was my little, what I like to call a Godsmack, that I got you, because you're feeling hopeless and this could go really expensive and really bad, and I got you. So he gave me a Godsmack to remind me how much he has me. And so this is the barbed wire that was in Knox's fur, just so y'all get an idea. Hang on, I'll show you. This big barbed wire, it's pretty long. It's rusted. It's a good 30 years old, and this is how I know this. We don't use that. And he dug it up. It was buried, and he dug it up. And he's okay. Everything is fine. But that is a huge God praise, because as tough as things look right now for us and for me, and I got up this morning promising you I was going to throw myself a pity party. And you can show up and party with me, or you cannot, but I was going to. And I just can't be thankful enough right now for how that situation turned around. And I'm going to tell you something else, y'all. It slowed me down. It slowed me down today, and when I say slowed me down, in a good way. It slowed me down from being twisted up and tied in a knot with anger and anxiety, which we know are not things of God, right? So it slowed me down and said, okay, focus on this and get this done. And at the end of it, I realized and recognized where that blessing came from. So I canceled my pity party, y'all. I canceled my pity party, and even though you may see tears, they really are tears of happiness and tears of joy, because this could have been so lot worse for us. And I am happy about the outcome. So I just want to encourage you, when it's tough right now. It's tough for everybody. The situation out there is tough. Everything is tough. But I just want to encourage you guys that it's okay. It's going to get tough. He didn't say it wouldn't, but he said, I'll take care of you, and I'll give you rest. Just trust in me. And so I'm going to slow down for the rest of the day, and I'm going to take whatever's coming in stride, and I'm going to thank him for that big blessing right then, because I didn't have the finances to have surgery or anything. And we all know one little tiny vet bill is pretty big, right? So be encouraged, and if you want to throw that pity party, that's fine, but let it be short and small. And remember, in the end, who's got us? We're okay. Bless y'all.